Good morning, PLS Live, and this show is now being recorded. We are loud, local, international, and live. My name is Keith Carberry, and you are not. We're going to talk today about blog mastery. Blogging is not an easy thing, and if anybody says it's an easy thing, they are misleading you. Why is it not easy? Because it's not easy to be consistent. And if you want to be a good blogger and do everything that you need to do, you need to be consistent. And there are methods that we're going to talk about at some point in this presentation about how to be consistent and how to do something to avoid or do something that will help you be more consistent. And that might be something like an RSS feed to automatically feed blog posts that are relevant to your business that you are trying to promote or create. Presentation starts off as basic, but there will be some things in here that I think you'll enjoy and that you will learn. So some people who are just starting out may learn a whole bunch, and some people who are professional bloggers might actually learn something as well in this presentation. So again, if you notice that this is very basic, stick with us and you may learn something as you go forward. One thing you can always do is go to Facebook and promote this room. Just say, listen, guys, I'm here. Hopefully you are too. That's what I did at the beginning of this presentation. Also, I want to point out there are a couple links that you might want to look at. On the top right-hand side, see how it works, and on the top left-hand side, there is a banner. Both the banner and the links will send you to the same place. Sometimes, if you clicked on it right now, it might take you to another link that will start a video. I just ask that you pause that video and you come right back in here. And after the presentation, take a look at what the PowerLead system has to offer. In addition to that, one of the features that we have in here, and I'm sure that it has not been updated in a while, the longer you're in this room, the more value you will get out of it, because we do have a download product to give, not just one, but two. So inside you'll see a scroll bar, and depending on the size of your monitor, you might see two scroll bars, because this room is what we call iframed into another website. And by iframing it, it allows us to do a lot more things, like provide the ads in the top of the monitor, of your monitor, and also downloads towards the end of the show. I think at minute 20, if you've been in here for 20 minutes, you'll automatically see at the bottom, when you scroll down, you'll see a new button that will say download our material. Now again, I have not updated that in a while, so you may have already downloaded it if you've been here before. If you've not been here before, feel free to download it. There's some good stuff in there. Welcome anybody who just joined us. I'm glad that you're here. And again, I just want to point out one more time that you might find this beginning a little bit basic, but as we go forward, there might be also some things that you will learn. And I'm going to throw in some of my own too during the presentation here. If setting up your blog seems overwhelming, take small steps. Do a little each day, and you will have your blog set up in 10 days or less. I would say in 2 minutes or less once you figure out how to do it. Once you figure out how to create a blog, man, you can set it up real fast. At least install it, right? Once set up, then all you need to do is add content. And you know, it's kind of funny that it's written that way, because when it says all you need to do is add content, that is not the thing to do. Here's one tip setting up your blog. The very first step is to actually set up your blog. There are basically two ways you can go about this, and a lot of people forget about this. There's the paid way and there's the free way. That sounds like a highway, doesn't it? The freeway. Now, before you choose, you want to consider what your purpose of your blog is. Is it a personal blog? Is it a blog for an affiliate that you want to be? So let's say that you're an affiliate of the PowerLead system. Do you want to focus on the PowerLead system as a business and create a blog post about it and continue to talk about it that way as an affiliate? Or do you want it to become a priority site? Is it your money site? Is it where you're going to actually make money and profit from it? The problem with a free blog, and I'm going to explain an example of a free blog, is that you have no control over it. If you value your blog and you want to create something lasting, then a paid blog is choice. Now, when I say free versus paid, we're going to go over that, but a free blog would be going to WordPress.com. And actually going to WordPress.com and going in there and becoming a member of WordPress.com and signing up and using that blog system, or Blogspot, I think that's another one, or Blogger.com. Those are what they consider free. A paid one is where you actually go out and you get a domain name and you install WordPress on that domain. Okay? I always felt that they should call it doname because it's really a name, and it's hard to remember to say the word domain name. So put it all together and you get doname. Just saying. Setting up your blog. There are these are my recommended resources. Well, first of all, I'm going to say what my recommended. This is a presentation that I've purchased and I've gone over a few times. So there are some things that I have not edited yet. But you need to get a domain name and register that. And you need to find web hosting, right? And one of the most popular blogging platforms is, of course, WordPress. It is one-click installation and can be customized easily, and it really can. You can choose from thousands of and themes, or you can purchase a customized theme if you prefer. And we're going to talk about that in a few minutes too. Choosing a domain name. This is important, guys, and a lot of people kind of forget about this, and it still holds true. Now, if you think of a big company, sometimes the big company name has nothing to do with what they really are. Sears, right? That was back in the day. That was the owner, I believe, Sears, right? Sears and Roebuck. It has nothing to do with what they really are, their apparel, right? But if you are a small potato and you want to talk about system, and you wanted to get a domain name about the Power Lead system, and you know that one of the best parts about the Power Lead system is their opt-in form, and you want to just talk about a blog post about opt-in forms, the best opt-in forms, you might want to get a domain name that's relative to that name. So you would get something like the best opt-in forms reviewed.com, something like that, because you want to have your key word in the domain name. If you decide to go this route, then you need to get a domain name that's what your site is about, as I just said. If you are attempting to brand yourself as a marketer, freelancer, or graphic artist, then using your own name is a good choice as well. Once your blog is installed, you need to take some time to think about how to organize it correctly. One vitally important aspect is keep your reader in mind. That's a flaw that I tend to have sometimes, where I have myself in mind, and it's easy to do that. You have to really keep the reader in mind. You must make it easy for the visitor to find the information they are looking for, and quickly. Remember, when people land on a blog, if they don't find what they want, they will leave as fast as they arrived. And that's just about true for every website out there. Dashboard settings. In this area of your blog, you want to configure your settings correctly. In your dashboard area, go to Settings and then select General. Here you want to add a good blog title and tagline. This is what will show up in the search engines, so give it some thought. Try to get your main keyword in the title if possible. I mentioned that earlier. If you're going to talk about opt-in forms, you want to say the best opt-in forms reviewed here, or opt-in forms, grow your list. Good opt-in forms, grow your list.com, something like that. If you wish to make your blog static, then you would change these settings in the Reading tab. Now, what that means is static versus dynamic, and I kind of talked about that a little bit yesterday. A static website would be something that every time somebody goes to that website, they're going to see just that same exact page, and it's not going to really look like a blog. It's going to look more like a page rather than a blog. A dynamic website is something that is changed all the time. So the front page would look different each time a new blog post is created. So, for instance, if I had let's say this room here, VirCast, I have a blog site. If you go to VirCast.com/blog, each day it looks different because it's dynamic. if I made it static, I would make sure that the person would be taken to the exact same page every single day. Permalink. It is important to have your permalinks look professional. This can easily be done by going to settings in your dashboard. Now, I saw one today, a blog today that was not set up properly with the permalinks. This can easily be done by going to, click on the permalink. So on the left-hand side, and we can go over this tomorrow in more details, you can actually see what I'm talking about. You'll see where it says permalink, and you want to go to custom at the bottom. Once there, copy the following link to the box: post ID, post name. Now, personally, I would get rid of the post ID and just have %post name %, and then close. So don't put the post ID in there. You know it's here. I need to edit that out because I am not a fan of that. The blog posters of this world, the search engines of this world really look for the name of the website, so VirCast.com / let's say I wrote a post on opt-in forms, so it would be VirCast.com / opt-in forms. That's how it would look when somebody was to go doing a search. So if you don't do this, what would happen is that it would be, if I wrote a blog post that said it was called opt-in form, and I let people know about it, it would show VirCast.com / a funny ID / question mark and then space and then opt form, and it would look kind of funny. So by actually using the permalink properly, and by the way, the newest versions of WordPress automatically just do post name %. So you should be all set with that. Very important, Sean, if you're here today, you want to go to permalinks and you want to change your permalinks to post name. Not that I'm calling anybody out here. Organize your blog. Basic elements of a blog. Home page. This is the page where your visitor will arrive. This could be your latest blog post or a static page, as I mentioned earlier. If it's a static page, it's always going to look the exact same. If it's a dynamic page, it's going to change with every new blog post that you create. The About page. Here's an area where I tend to fall short on, and I hope you don't. Give your reader some background information about yourself and your aim for your blog. Be sure to get a call to action on this page, whether it is signing up for your RSS feed or newsletter. Great place to encourage people to sign up for something through you. Contact page. Another very important page. People want to find you. They want to click on the contact page, and that's how they can find you. The privacy page. Create your own or use a plugin. There are many to choose from. You can buy a privacy page plugin, or you can go to legallyframed.com. That's a little plug for my plugin. Legallyframed.com. It's working, so it's kind of a fun thing. It is free, and you should take a look at it. I love it. I use it all the time. Categories and tags. Think about what categories you want to have on your blog. This is where you want to stay organized. Your focus should be on making it easy for your visitors to find information. If they have to start looking through too many categories, they are likely to get fed up and leave your site. Tags are another way for search engines to find you. So be sure to add tags to all your posts. And what tags are, in case you've forgotten what tags are, after you write your post, you always want to have a category and a tag. And on the right-hand side, typically when you're writing the post, it'll say what category is this post going to be about. So let's say your blog post is about the Power Lead System opt-in, and you're writing about maybe there's a new opt-in form that the Power Lead System just came out with that's mobile ready. So you start to write a post about that, and on the right-hand side it says what's the category. You should maybe have 3 different categories or 2 different tags that you should check off or add to make sure that it's relevant. So make a relevant blog post and a relevant category. It's very, very important for the search engines. Blog frequency. Come in, blog frequency. Tune in. By blogging on a regular basis, will be indexed by Google faster, and you will start attracting more visitors. Posting 3 to 4 times per week is a good goal to have for the beginner. Many bloggers go as far as creating themes or topics for each day of the week as well. If time is an issue, then you can set your posts to publish on a schedule. Now, I can't remember if this presentation, because I haven't done it in a little bit, I can't remember if this presentation talks about how long your presentation should be, your posting should be. A lot of people talk about that it should be somewhere between 300 and 500 words every time you make a blog post. Do not believe that anymore. My belief is consistency is far more important. In fact, there is a gentleman, I can't remember his name, that has one of the most popular blog posts out there, and he provides very good information and sometimes of the day. But he posts every single day, and his blog posts are sometimes a sentence. His blog posts are sometimes 1,000 words. But he consistently posts every single day, and he has a tremendous following because people are looking for what he has to say. So if you are consistent, it's far more important than how many words are in that post. And if you don't want to do words, you can do a video, and then do a couple words after that video. It is very important to provide information that matches the topic of your blog. Stay on topic and provide your readers with value. This way, they will be more likely to sign up for your list and return time and time again. When it comes to writing content for your blog, you need to consider keywords. This is how your site will be found by the search. Follow the principle of 1 keyword per blog post. Let's say that again. Follow the principle of 1 keyword per blog post. I'll give you an example. In my VirCast account, my VirCast site here, whenever I do actually write a blog post, because I actually have an RSS feed for I pull other information, even my competitors' information, onto my blog post because I'm just a little bit too busy to write. But if I was to write today about VirCast and I wanted to really promote the VirCast product, I would certainly use just 1 keyword, and that might be virtual webcast. And the next day it might be video software or a video webcasting, something, but it would only be 1 keyword per blog post. Very important because it gets muddled otherwise. Again, relevant content. Every blog post you need to have a call to action. This means telling the readers what to do next. If you are offering a free report, tell them to download it. Even if the box is underneath, tell them in words what to do. Use your keyword as a hyperlink in your call to action. So, for instance, if I was going to be promoting this webcast system, I would definitely say, folks, we have an update. This is what we've been doing. One of our newest features is that we have a webinar countdown system, and as soon as the countdown goes to 0, you're automatically redirected to this room. And it's a great feature because blah, 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 and this is how it works. And I would have in there webinar waiting room, for instance. Maybe that's what we're talking about, the webinar waiting room service that we provide that is not available elsewhere, right? Something up there. Again, relevant content continued. Another great idea to help you with content for your blog is to accept guest posts. This is actually important, and I have not done this yet. And if anybody has actually done it, to hear about it, you can find me on Skype and talk about it, because I would really like to do this and get that going. This can be an extremely helpful way to drive additional traffic to your site. This is really big, and this is what a lot of people talk about lately, is doing this in curation. We'll talk about that too. Writing blog posts can be difficult. It is very popular. A lot of ideas of what to write about. One way to get around this is by using PLR content. My friend Sean Carpenter, he's not actually my friend, I just happen to know him, is getting PLR content, right? PLR content is cheap. You can purchase 5 articles for around $5. Then all you have to do is rewrite the content for your blog. Real important, guys. You are going to run out of content. It happens. But if you have somebody else's content and you rewrite it, that's just like, awesome, right? It's icing on the cake. Then all you have to do is rewrite the content. You can do this by splitting each article into smaller chunks as well. So if it's an article that is 2,000 words, you can probably break it down to 4 different articles if you wanted to, or combine them into an e-course, a short report, or turn them into a video or podcast. Get my 5-day email system on how to properly use an autoresponder, something like that, right? Writing great headlines, to me, that is, in my opinion, the most thing, writing good headlines. And it's not about writing good headlines just for blog posts. It also happens to be for emails. If your subject line in your email posts are not great, people aren't going to open them. You have to find a good headline in your brain and get it out there and put it on paper. Great tip when trying to come up with great headlines. Do your keyword research and look for long-tailed keywords that are specific to your niche. These types of keywords will bring you targeted traffic. You may not get as much traffic, but the quality is going to be greater. So if you're doing something on, I'm just trying to think of something. If you're doing something on autoresponders, you might want to say how to find a great headline with autoresponders, something like that. That's a long keyword. Headline responders, right? Here are some tips on great headlines. The secrets of ... Little known ways to blah, 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 right? Little known ways to cure acne. What you should know about. Top 10 reasons to. Here's an easy way to. The quickest way to. Also, I believe it'd be controversial, right? Let's say America bites because ... be controversial. Breaking news about, obviously, my exclusive interview with ... By making your headline relevant to your post, your readers know immediately what to expect. If you are attempting to get subscribers to your list, then let them know in the headline. Subscribe to blah, blah, blah today. Subscribe to the best autoresponder service on the market. Now, target your market. It's okay to have less traffic. Qualified less traffic is much better than having a lot of traffic that nobody really cares about. If your site is new, you simply want to type in the URL of the site that is your competition. This will give you all the basic information you need. So, for example, if you find out that your site is visited by males who are in their 20s, then you know how to style your writing. What up, dude? You would write differently than if you were to writing for retired couples. Absolutely true, right? Always write with the reader in mind. Market again. When considering what content you are to place on your blog, you need to research just who your visitors are. This can be done by going to the following sites, doing some basic research. You might want to write this down. Quantcast.com, Alexa.com, which is very big in my world, and Google.com/trends. And Twitter has one that's similar with the trends as well. So you want to look at that as well, right? Those are good for now. So Quantcast, Alexa, Google.com/trends. I really do like the Google.com trends. I think you will too. Social networking. Big, bigger, huge, right? To really succeed with your blog today, you should be taking advantage of social networking sites. Obviously, this includes Facebook, Twitter, and LinkedIn. Sean Carpenter earlier today talked to us about how he's using LinkedIn, and that's something that we're going to talk about as well. Maybe over the next week we'll have Sean come in and talk about what he's doing with LinkedIn and how he is benefiting with the LinkedIn sites, because he's doing something on LinkedIn about business, talking about business, because LinkedIn is about businesses, right? So he's doing a whole bunch of things with LinkedIn that are really going to be successful for him. If Facebook were a country, it would be the third largest country in the world. It's probably the second now. So if you're not using it, you are missing out on a lot of African customers. So when you write a blog post, you want to make sure that you let people know on Facebook that you wrote a blog post, right? That type of thing. Your first step is to create an account on Facebook. We're going to skip that for now because you already know what to do here. Here are some social bookmarking sites. Twitter, StumbleUpon, Reddit is getting huge. Reddit, by the way, I don't know what the age group is in here of people watching this show right now, but the younger you are, it seems like the more popular Reddit is. Delicious, Mix, Slashdot, FriendFeed, Blinklist. I would focus on Reddit if you're in the younger generation. It is a site that a lot of people use lately. List building with your blog. To build a list, and that's what everybody wants to do here, right? Is build a list, because if you build a list, you create something really cool. You need to create an this can be done by using an autoresponder service such as MailChimp, GetResponse, Aweber, and soon to be UResponder. And I will explain UResponder in just a minute, because actually I'm going to do that right now. Those of you who don't know my background, I focus on 3 businesses with promoting the Power Lead system because I like it so much. But my 3 businesses are this webcast system right here. It's my puppy called VirCast, and hopefully you enjoy it and you like the way it works. Also, I've got a text message marketing business, and I've got an autoresponder business that I released about 1.5 years ago. And it fell way short of the mark because an autoresponder business requires a lot more than I thought it required. And that's called UResponder, and I'm going to tell you one thing that I really love about UResponder when it does come out. How many people, and you don't have to answer, but think about this for a second. How many times have you followed a particular person? I'll give you an example. Todd Gross. Todd Gross has been a friend of mine for a long time now, probably 7 years live. 7 years that I've been following, and he's been following me. And the other day I sent out several emails on a webinar that we were doing, and I sent it to all of my whole contact list basically. And because Todd Gross had subscribed to me in different categories or different posts, he received 4 of the same emails from me. And in turn, I received 4 or 5 emails from Todd on his promotions. And that's because when you sign up, let's say that you follow me on in my autoresponder systems. You followed me on UResponder, you followed me on text messaging, you followed me on webcasting, how to do webcasting. That means you're following me in 3 categories. Well, if I want to email everybody that I know that's on all my lists, you're going to get 3 emails. Well, with the UResponder system, that's not the case. With the UResponder system, although it's possible you can get 3 emails from me, you would only get 3 emails from me if your email address was different. So if you have one, let's say, Gmail account, subscribe to all 3 of my subscriptions, and I wanted to mail out to all of my 3 different subscriptions, our system will catch that and you'll only get 1 email. Statistics show that people appreciate that and don't like getting a whole bunch of different emails. So that's one of the features that we're working on when we release it. Anyway, I digress, because this is about blog posting, but it's also about list building, right? Because the bottom line is that we want to build a list, everybody here. This autoresponder service will have opt-in boxes which can be easily placed on your website or blog. And just about any autoresponder will have something like that. Making opt-in form visible is an absolute necessity. And I'm going to stop there for a second because one of the things that the Power Lead system offers is a great opt-in form. And they also offer floating opt-in forms. And floating opt-in forms will increase, although people don't like them, and people say, oh, I don't like them, they work. You will increase your opt-ins by up to 20% by using the proper floating capture forms offered by the Power Lead system. Your first email should be a simple thank you for subscribing to your list and the link to your free product or gift. Send an email about every 3 to 4 days and let your readers get to know you and your business. Know, like, and trust. How many times have we heard that, right? Then, once you have established trust, you can start recommending products and other resources to them. If you don't do it that way, you're not going to get as many sales, and you're going to lose people that don't want to follow you because you're just giving away things or you're promoting things every single day. One thing you want to avoid in your blog at all costs is advertising. If your blog is full of nothing but advertisements for products, then your visitors will not stay. Too many choices are actually a bad thing. When you do have ads on your blog, be certain that they are relevant to your blog. Don't have an advertisement about getting backlinks to your website. This is just another turn off and a great way to lose visitors. I'm going to say that again. Don't have an advertisement about getting backlinks to your website. This is just another turn off and a great way to lose visitors. Video images. Having video and images on your blog is a good way to provide more information and make your site more attractive. Now, you don't have to worry about creating your own videos. You can simply go to YouTube and find a good video that matches your blog. Ding! Really big, guys, right? Again, you do not have to worry about creating your own videos if you don't want to. You can simply go to YouTube and find a good video that matches your blog. Then, you grab the embed code and paste it onto your blog. One thing that you might want to do is you don't want to grab that code along with other people's videos. So that's one thing that's also important. If you go to YouTube, and I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this, but if you go to YouTube and you want to embed a video that you like onto your blog post, there are a couple check marks that you can remove. One check mark will say view, I think it's the lines of view relative related videos. If you do that, people are going to start looking at other videos. You don't want to do that. You want to remove that request so that you only have one video showing up and no other videos are going to show up after somebody watches that video. And again, that is, let's say you get a 2-minute video, and at the end of the 2-minute video, there'll be other videos that will be displayed for people to click. You don't want that. You want it just to go to a blank screen, black it out, okay? Follow the instructions on your code will be embedded into your video. To center, this is actually kind of a good thing to have. To center your video on your post, see this code, div style equals text align center. Or you can just put in the word center in brackets and then close it. Before the embed code, you put that in, and this code at the end. This will center you correctly. This is probably a better code than what I would use. I just use center, then close center, right? If you're promoting a product with your video, you can embed your affiliate link into the video by using one of the following services. Linkedtube.com. Here's something that I didn't really know. So again, if you are promoting a product with your video, you can embed your affiliate link into the video by using one of the following services. Linkedtube.com and Viewbix.com. I'm going to just leave it here for a second so that anybody who wants to write that down, they can do that. Wait for it. All right. A popular option on many blogs today is to record your blog post. This way, your readers have the option of listening to your reading with the text version. If you don't appear on camera, simply use a photo or create a few PowerPoint slides and turn them into a video, or simply record a podcast and upload that to your site. It says simply. It's not always that simply, and we can go over how to exactly do that. When using images, you can purchase images from photo sharing sites or find free ones to use. Some of the popular images sites are Flickr, PhotoBucket, iStockPhoto, Dreamstime. And there's also some other royalty-free images that you can grab from different places as well. In fact, I would actually Google the word royalty-free image the way to find some royalty-free images. You will need to create an account and then read the terms and conditions before using, obviously. RSS feeds. I use this quite a bit in many of my blog postings, and unfortunately, it is a crutch that I use too much. RSS stands for Real Simple Syndication and is an extremely good method of getting traffic to your site. It always allows people to subscribe to your feed. This is a different way of RSS feeds. This is the exporting of RSS feeds. Excuse me. It also allows people to subscribe to your feed and be notified each time you create a new piece of content on your blog. I believe this is a very important feature, and everybody who is using a blog should have a big button that says, click here to get my RSS feeds. This content must be read through an RSS reader. Yahoo, Google, AOL, and MSN all have their very own readers, which you can sign up to. Pinging your site. Ping pong. Another great thing to help your site get exposure is to ping your posts. This can be done at sites such as pingomatic.com. Pingomatic.com. I use that as well. I recommend that everybody that has a blog post uses pingomatic.com. One word of caution here is to not excessively ping your site, as this can cause you to be banned from using these types of sites. So pingomatic.com, just don't go crazy on it. Blog commenting. Blog commenting is a great way to have interaction on your blog. It is important to get comments on your own blog. But remember that you have to that you are trying to build up your reputation in your niche. One way to do this is by going out and leaving helpful comments on other people's blogs. I can't stress how important that is. And you need to leave good comments. You can't go out there and just make up these comments. It's not a good thing. Leaving comments is going to provide you with links going back to your blog and will attract more visitors to your blog. Try to leave comments that are truly useful, but also ones that the reader to find out more, right? I'm sure everybody here can do that. Guest blogging. Guest blogging is a powerful method of getting your name out into your market. Many internet marketers are open to publishing your guest posts. They will have information on how to submit your posts for considering directly onto their blog. They may even have a list of topics that they would like covered. This is something that would work out great for a lot of people. That if you're in the political world and you need some more posts out there and you want to be creative, guest blogging is huge, because let's say that I'm going to stick with, let's say I'm going to do an autoresponder posting. I'm going to have a blog post. It's going to be we have the best autoresponder.com, something like that. And I'm writing about autoresponders, and I've got some people who also want to write about autoresponders, and they contact me and say, hey, Keith, I've got an article that I wrote about autoresponder, and I'd like to have it posted on your blog post. Would you do that for me? Or can I do that? And I say, absolutely. So let's say Dallas Dallas is writing this blog post about the autoresponder on my website. Well, Dallas has his list of people. He's got his own list of people, and I've got my list of people. So when Dallas writes on my blog post, He's going to let people know, hey, I just wrote a blog post on Keith Carberry's website. Take a look at it. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to be like, hey, my buddy Dallas just wrote a blog post on my website. Take a look at it. So instead of having just me promoting that blog post and getting 100 visitors to the website, Dallas is doing the same thing, and he gets his 100 people to my website. Now we have, instead of 100 sets of eyeballs, we've got 200 sets of eyeballs looking at my blog post, looking at the blog post on my website, right? So that's a really fun thing. And obviously you can build your subscriber list that way too. Linking to other blogs. By linking to other blogs with relevant information, you are providing additional resources for the readers. These resources will normally link out to your competitors' sites, and by doing this, you are providing more information. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of times people are afraid of that. Think of Miracle on 34th Street. If you ever watched that movie, and I bet everybody probably here has, they go to, I believe it's Macy's. They go to Macy's to get a certain type of skates, and the guys at Macy's say, I'm sorry, we don't have those skates at Macy's, but if you go across the street, they do have that. And people are like, oh, you're actually promoting your competition? That's really helping me out more than sending me to the competition. I'm going to come back to you more often because you're being so awesome, right? Linking provides you with trackbacks, and this gives you a link to the site from your blog. It is also a smart way to get attention, right? It gets attention. Oh, they're promoting the competition. How great are they, right? Do interviews. If your content stream runs dry, why not do some interviews? Most marketers will happily do an interview. I'd love to do an interview with anybody here that has a blog post and they want to interview me. Absolutely 100%. I will do that. Just go to Skype and find me and say, Keith, can I interview you? The answer is absolutely yes. My Skype ID is keith.carberry. And this can be in the form of email, question, or a Skype call. If done via call, you can post the transcript on your blog and make an audio available as well. One advantage of doing an interview with someone is that that person interviewed will gladly promote your blog. That's exactly what I'm saying with these guest bloggers too, right? It never hurts to approach anyone about being. Just simply ask. Be prepared for the interview by making a list of questions ahead of time. One tip is to ask the person to come up with one question they wish they would be asked, right? Maybe they want to give a little insight into a different aspect in this. The following are some sample questions which you can use to get started in your first interview. What are your biggest benefits that your product/service provides to your customers/clients? What are the most frequent questions you are asked? What would you say is your best kept secret, and why? If you could only share one tip with my readers, what would that be? When things aren't going well in your business, what do you do to stay positive? Okay, here are some recommended plugins. One SEO pack, yes, very, very important. But once you install the all-in-one SEO pack, you do need to spend some time to set it up properly. A Google sitemap, very important. One of the products that I have is a system that tells me what I need to do to my website. This is my website that says, hey, Keith, you don't have a sitemap. Every time, I can't tell you how many times I don't have a sitemap, and I'm told that I have to have a sitemap. So sitemaps are, according to the SEO world, very important. Google Analytics for WordPress tracks all of your stats. Now, I do agree with Google Analytics, but there are some other analytics out there other than Google Analytics, and I would recommend that you look at those over Google Analytics, and I'll explain why at a later date. WordPress Supercat. allows for fast loading of your blog. Sociable for WordPress, very, very important. The more this world is becoming more sociable, it's becoming less sociable, if you know what I mean. Sociable means different things to different people. But in my world, and everybody else's world 10 years ago, social you went out and you actually shook hands with people. You actually went to a seminar, not a webinar. And you did not go to Facebook to talk to people. Now sociable means you go to Facebook, right? Follow me allows people to follow you on Twitter. Contact Form 7 is a very, very good contact form. And easy privacy policy, or legally framed. In conclusion, the competition on the internet is fierce. And one way to get yourself noticed is by having a blog which stands out and above the rest. By posting insightful information, your posts and blog itself will start to rise in the search engine rankings. The end result is that you will have a great blog which people are clamoring to read. Best quality PLR. You might want to Google search that. And I wish everybody here good luck with all of that. So, I'm going to go to, one second here, guys. I'm going to turn my camera off. I'm going to go to live home here and see if anybody has any questions. Does anybody have any questions about that? Thank you, Janice Miller. Hopefully you found that helpful. I am recording this. I'm going to actually, let's see if I can do a couple more. In my recording method, I got to make sure I get in here. All right, just a reminder, you're not going to see me today, my video camera is disabled. If you've never looked at the Power Lead system, I encourage you, I highly recommend that you take a look at it today. Again, you might need to use the scroll bar, but at the top of this presentation, there are two links. One is a banner link, and one is a text message that says, see how it works. Both will take you to the same place, and both will help you get started with the Power Lead system and get into this for free. So glad it is being recorded. Need to review. Great to hear, Dallas, and we will make sure that this is available hopefully within the next, and we will post it on the Power Lead system where you can find it. If you're a member of the Power Storm team, great. If you're not, and you've signed up already to Power Lead system, whether it's the free version or the paid version, you will be granted access to the Power Storm team, which is just a great, excellent Skype room. And if you want to get in on that, contact Lou Ann Beckman, and Lou Ann can be found at Plan for It. That's her, and I think it's spelled Plan, number 4, IT is her Skype, so you can find it on that, and we will. It is right. Contact me on Plan for It. Good. All right, guys. My name is Keith Carberry. Thank you for being here. Kaboom, kabang, kaching. The closer you get to working with PLS, the more you work with it, it creates a great synergy. And as that synergy is created, kaboom, kabang, kaching. And the kaching is the money that's falling into you each and every day that you start using the Power Lead system. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, everybody.